Episode 11. Story time. Hey everybody, welcome to Two Bros Music Podcast. I'm Joe.
And I'm Adam. And we're back again.
We made it. 10. They said we couldn't do it. We got to 10.
Hey, did you change something in your hookup? Because the music sounds like I'm hearing it from it's not playing through the system.
Really?
Yeah. The music sounds like it's playing in the background, like in another room or something.
You know what? Maybe the mic from the phone is picking it up.
Aren't you hooked into the thing?
Yeah, I'm hooked into the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't doing that before?
No, actually, the way you had it lined in, everything was coming through the system.
Well,
now it's like it's picking it up on a mic instead of.
There's only my mic. Excuse me. I should have beeped that out. But I put my phone behind the Rodecaster, so it shouldn't pick up that.
But you don't have speakers on, right? You have headphones on?
Yeah, I got my headphones, my cans.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, my new cans. I bought some new Tascam cans. These are real comfortable. So if you want to sponsor me, Tascam, I'm open.
Yeah, there's nobody that's going to get that cry or that beg for sponsorship.
I'll write up a good review.
Although we're willing, we'll sponsor. We'll do ads.
Yeah. You get the jar out.
Yeah. So, all right, so what's up first?
Well, we're going to introduce our new segment. You came up with it, and then I first said no, and then I don't know, like we always do it. So it was all fucked up. And then I brought it up. You're like, I've already brought that up, and I was like, you did?
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. So for people out there, my brother's starting to turn into our dad, Banana Man.
Yeah. I am, dude. At work, I left a barrel of shavings out the other day, and we came in the next day, and I went and I said, "Who fucking got the shavings out again?" And then the other machinist told me, he goes, "Nobody did. You must have left the shit out." I go, "No, I didn't." And then I started thinking about, did I? Maybe I did.
Oh shit.
So
whatever. Yeah, I noticed my brain's starting to get a little just a little slower. I'm like, oh man, old age is setting in.
Well, I used to like to be able to multitask, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that too much longer. I got to stay one track.
Yeah, I've always been a one track person, and that's always worked for me. Just focus on the one task, then move on to the next.
Yeah, because if you throw me off, I guess lately I'm old.
It says it won't get done.
So do you think we'll make it to 10?
Yeah. Well,
all the haters said we wouldn't, and I said, fuck you. all 5 of you.
The haters were probably just you and me going back and forth. I don't know.
Do we got enough content to do 10 shows?
Yeah, what are we going to talk about? Well, initially, remember, we talked about doing this. It was only going to be like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's do like little 15, 20-minute, things. I was like, what the fuck are we going to talk about for 20 minutes?
Yeah, and then that one show we were talking about gear, and we went way off. And then I was like, damn, that was like an hour. And then
once I start talking about gear, man, that's boom. Other than that, I'm really quiet when it comes to talking about things. I don't really have much to say, but yeah. Stuff I'm into, gear and music. Fuck, let's go.
And I gotta admit, I don't drink no more. But I bought me a coffee this afternoon for the show tonight, and got an espresso shot. So that thing's kind of hitting me right now. My nose is tingling a little bit.
Yeah, now you're getting all gacked.
So I'm feeling pretty good.
This show is brought to you by GAC. Not like the old days, not like we were in our 20s, Gak, but just a different type. So, what we start with news?
Hey, you want to get into the news?
With our new segment.
No,
choose wisely.
We'll go news first, and then we'll get in. We'll what do they call that? A teaser?
Yeah.
In the business, they call it a teaser.
In the business. What business is it that we're in? Because I think you got to be making money to be in a business.
They're in the monkey business.
No, there you go. That's our business.
See? All right, here we go.
Monkey business. Yeah. Music news. This shit's cheesy.
So you want to lead off with this lead-off story?
Yeah, I think, the thing I want to open with is Richie Faulkner from Judas Priest in the hospital, had open heart surgery. I'm still been trying to look to see what happens. They're not getting into the specifics. The guy is a young guy. I mean, I think he's 40. He just turned 41 this year, maybe. He's 40 or 41, somewhere in there. But yeah, to have a heart attack, or don't know what it was. But yeah, so they had to postpone that tour. And like we seen, was it last week? There was things on Blabbermouth about like Kirk Hammett played the show with Priest. So
yeah,
I think that's why.
Is that why he played with him?
I'm thinking. Maybe I don't know.
So.
All I do know is, man, hey, stay healthy, get well, man, fight, beat this, and get back out on the road and play that guitar.
Yeah.
So that was my main one, because that's kind of
caught you by surprise.
Yeah, it's kind of freaky, man. It's like, you don't realize you're getting older. You still feel the same, but just you can't keep doing all the shit you were doing. Like I don't feel like I'm 47 years old, but in my head I'm still like 25.
Yeah.
But if I know I start going jumping around and lifting things and whatever, I know my back's gonna go out and say, nope, you're not 25 no more. And speaking of getting old and all that shit and the body not holding up, there's another one. David Lee Roth is retiring.
Yeah, I just heard that one today.
Yeah, I just read this right before we start up the podcast.
Because the story I heard, he didn't give any reason. He just said he's got, I guess, booked for January. He's got 5 shows in Vegas that he had booked. So he said after those 5, so after those 5 shows, that's it. And the only other thing he added was he talked a little bit about Eddie, and he said that out of both of them, he always thought that the Marlboro Man was going to come and get him first. So yeah, it's kind of speculative that maybe he has lung cancer too. So
maybe, yeah, I don't know what it is.
But yeah, he didn't give a reason.
Yeah, like you said, they didn't give a reason, and that's not good. I mean, Dave Lee Roth back in his day was a hell of a front man.
Yeah,
I know he's gotten shit on for his singing, but I don't know. I've always liked the style.
So you were a Roth guy, not a Hagar?
No, actually, I like Hagar, because you gotta remember I'm a little younger than you, and like, so when I really came into it, it was pretty much the Hagar years. That's when I was like in junior high and high school.
Yeah.
But I like the early years because I was exposed to it from you, because you'd play like Diver Down and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Van Halen 2. So that was like my introduction to rock. It was like, before that it was all like crappy disco and shit. I'm like, I don't like music. This fucking music sucks. Why does anybody like music? And then I go over and hang out with you and hear that, and I'm like, ooh, I like this. This is cool. So yeah, that's sad to see David Lee Roth. That dude's a trip, though. Anybody ever check him out on Rogan in those 3-hour interviews? The dude's lived a life, and he's definitely very eccentric.
Yeah.
Goes from being a rock star, and then he went to becoming an EMT, and did training, the schooling, and really went out there, got in the ambulances, and drove to the sites. and really helped people. Like
Isn't he like a samurai too or something?
Yeah, he went for some years. He went over to Japan, and he studied. Was it Taekwondo or no? It was mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what form that he studied, but yeah. And then he studied in Japan under Japanese masters over there. Yeah, he's. But I guess he's been doing that all along because I think his dad, he said, was into martial arts. So even since when he was younger, that's why like when Van Halen, he's always doing those kicks and shit.
You get that from the martial arts.
Yeah, he was always into that stuff, and then he really just after the Van Halen stuff, really just took to it more.
Huh.
But yeah, that's what I got. What do you got?
That was it.
Yeah. Why?
Slow. No, I didn't have that much this week, other than like the shit we've been kind of covering, but they're like old, so I kind of didn't cover them. There was like more blips about like Kiss and shit, so I just left that. I got Zach Weil. He's got a new coffee coming out with Death with Coffee. It's a custom coffee.
Oh, that's right.
He says it's going to keep you up for like 3 days or whatever.
Now that he's sober, he needs something to get high off of.
All these old rockers are doing like they're coming out with their own brand of shit. Like, doesn't Metallica got the whiskey now? And
they had a beer too. It was Enter Night.
Oh, did they?
I forget what brand that they teamed up with to make the beer.
Mustaine had a beer too.
Mustaine does. They still have it. I see it.
And Iron Maiden had a beer, the Trooper.
Maiden still has it. That you can find those like at. I don't know if you can find it at Bevmo or Total Wine. Yeah. Different. Yeah, it might be different in your area, but they still have those are still out there. Yeah, Maiden's been steady with it.
And then
Metallica had the whiskey and a beer.
Yeah. And then when we covered on that first Turn It Up Y&T, Dave Manichetti has his own wine. He's got, I guess, a vineyard. And So all these guys, that's I guess their hobby as they get older. Get some, get some kind of.
Well, you got to figure too. It's like they really make their money. They used to make their money selling albums, and then they make their money on the road. Excuse me. But if you're not on the road, you're not making money. You don't have album sales no more. That's gone. So you got to find other ways to make money. So a lot of these guys, I think they use their name and then they find something to push.
Yeah.
It's just.
If we had made it big, I'd do diapers.
Do diapers for the old people.
Yeah.
Be handing them out instead of like at the shows now. You'd be handing out masks and diapers.
Yeah.
Put your mask on. Okay, COVID. Well, put your pants on. Don't want to pee yourself.
Yeah, that's funny.
So yeah, I saw that too. That he had made the coffee thing.
Yeah, I thought that was a little oddball, so that's why I put it in there. Then, of course, Scorpions announced their new album coming out later this month, titled Rock Believer. And then they announced some tour dates for 2022.
As everybody is or like all the tours are now getting postponed to 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think this shit's going to be over with.
Yeah, because a lot of them started this summer, but then they got postponed because somebody in the band or whatever would get it.
Got it,
COVID,
yeah.
And then so they postponed it.
Super spreader events.
So I think, I think that's why a lot of them are waiting until 2022. But yeah, like you said, it's probably still going to be around then. So,
yep,
we'll see.
It's like a cold. I don't know. I don't see it ever going away.
These boosters. I think it's just going to be like the yearly flu shot. It's going to be like that. Yearly, you're going to get a booster for it.
So it's like, well, then just fucking open up. They say if you got the shot, then you're less likely to be hospitalized. Okay, well, then just get sick, I guess. Because it doesn't sound like you can avoid that.
Yeah.
No matter what. Sounds like eventually you're going to get, whether it's this strain or the next or the next or the next.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so
got this.
Yeah, I watched those guys. There's a guitar player on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
He's a Latin kid from, I want to say Brazil, or maybe Sao Paulo. He's somewhere in Brazil. I'm not sure what city. I think it's Sao Paulo, but yeah, he plays on the street. He's like a street performer. The kid shreds, and those dudes got him up on stage. I think when they were down there, they should take that kid with them.
Huh. I'm sure Dave Grohl will be on that tour with him too.
Dave Grohl jumping for him.
He pops out everywhere.
Hey, we need a token rock guy. Get Dave Grohl, okay?
Yeah. And then let's see. Tool announced their massive 2022 tour, U.S. European tour.
Yeah.
So they're getting back on the road. Because it said that they were one of them. They were going to start last year, or whatever, but then with the pandemic, they put it off. So there's that.
Yeah, it's
not much going on.
There isn't really. Yeah, it's like it's all announcing their tours for next year, or postponing their tours for next year. Like Testament, Exodus, Death Angel postpone their tour till April or May 2022. It's what just everybody's doing it.
Oh yeah, because they were supposed to come through here, and then they had a big thing in the paper that if you had tickets, just hold on, they'll be good when they come back through.
Yeah.
So what happened there? Somebody got it in one of the bands.
Well, they had all got it before, so I don't know. Yeah, they all went out, and then, I know Chuck Billy had it previously, but I think the last time they went out, dudes from Exodus caught it, dudes from Death Angel caught it, and I think one or two of those guys in Death Angel got hospitalized from it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think, if I'm not wrong, was the drummer. I know one of the guys from Death Angel was hospitalized. And yeah, it was bad the last time they all went out, so.
Damn.
Yeah, shit's just hanging over everybody.
That's crazy. And then the last one I got for this week, this one hit home for you. It's been 35 years since Cliff Burton passed.
Yeah.
He passed 27th of September, 1986 on that bus crash.
Wow.
I didn't realize it had been that long. You kind of do, but you kind of forget about it.
You forget, it goes by. Yeah, when that happened, I was 12.
Yeah.
I'm 47. Fuck. Yeah, it was. And I remember thinking at that time, I was like, "Oh, that's it for Metallica. They're done. What are they gonna do?"
Yeah, everybody was thinking that right then.
Yeah.
You can't go on without Cliff.
Yeah, Cliff was just such a. It's such a main character, and it's like, and that's usually odd for the bass player to be like a main focal character.
Lemmy.
But Lemmy. I mean, yeah, it's odd. It's not unheard of, but it's not usually a bass player. But then Lemmy too. He's the singer too. So he's the front man.
Well, yeah, he was the Then he formed the band too, so it was like he's the leader.
Yeah. And that happens. Bass players form the band. I mean, look at Nikki Sixx. He formed the band. He is Motley Crue.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's usually not somebody. Usually, the bass player is not the biggest impactful guy. They can be, but yeah, Cliff was just another level. So, rest in peace, Cliff.
Yeah, that's
man. Yeah.
If I was still drinking, I would pour one out for him.
Pour some on the curb for him.
So
he's up there with Steve. Maybe they're jamming.
Yeah, that's possible. It's very possible.
I still can't get over that one. I find myself every other day thinking about Steve. Like, I didn't give that dude a call. Oh, yeah. Yeah, death sucks.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? It's going to happen to all of us.
Yeah, it's coming for everybody.
Yeah. So, is that everything?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Because I don't really see nothing.
Unless you want to hear the Kiss news.
Oh, fuck it. That's the fucking grandpa's music.
Oh, and there was a Stones blip, but it's not even metal, so I didn't.
That's fucking great grandpa's music. Fuck the boomers.
Well, that was kind of funny, though. We'll end on a kind of funny note. They said that Mick Jagger went into some dive bar, right? They're doing their new tour without Charlie. And nobody recognized him because he's so fucking old. They didn't know who the hell he was. So that was funny.
He's probably like, how come nobody fucking knows who I am?
I'm Mick Jagger. Who the fuck is Mick Jagger?
You're Mick Jagger. What the? No, you're not. Or was it just a bunch of fucking millennials in there? Like, who's grandpa?
It's the article just said he went into the dive bar. This dive bar. So it was like, you know.
Yeah.
Probably
you figure dive bars, there's gonna be classic rock fans in there. And
you would think.
You would think they'd know who fucking Jagger. But then again, you get old and shit. When our cousin died, on Crystal's funeral, I pull up there and I see our Aunt Kathy. She pulls up, and I know it's her because the license plate says "darn cat." So
Kitty.
I get out, and I go, Kathy, and she looks at me kind of strange, like, "Who the fuck is this?" I'm like, "Really? You don't recognize it?" I know I don't change that much. Like, yes, I have. Motherfuck.
She didn't recognize you, huh? That's funny.
You don't fucking know your fucking nephew? What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm your fucking blood. Your fucking nephew.
What the fuck you gonna do?
I don't know. You fucking tell me, Tony.
I think you told me that one before.
Yeah, it's just getting old sucks, and I guess you start to, not look like yourself. But I'm not like wrinkly or anything.
It's not wrinkly. You're not like her, all wrinkly.
You know what it is, though? I think I look more old. Because you remember I always look like a little kid.
Yeah.
And then I probably look more like a man now, finally. I'm still going through puberty. I get more facial hair every day. At 47.
Speaking of that shit, at work, there was a guy, he came back last week, but he was in the National Guard, so he took off. He was gone for like 2 years. And he looked like a little kid when they hired him. Well, he was young. He's in his early 20s. And he came back, and he popped up like the Monday, so everybody's coming into work. And he comes up to me, "Hey, Joe, how's it going?" And I looked at him. I was like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is.
Who the fuck is this guy?
So I was like, "Hey, what's up?" I just, played it off. And he started to tell you, we talked for about 10 minutes, and the whole time I'm thinking, who the fuck is this guy? So he walked away. And then I got one of my fishing buddies that I go fishing with. He was walking by. I said, "Hey, Clarence, who the fuck is that guy?" He started laughing. He goes, "You don't remember Andrew?" And Andrew, that sounds familiar. And then he told me, the kid, he went to the National Guard and shit. Oh, that's Andrew? Because he looks totally different now. So yeah, that shit happens, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I think it was. It's just I finally went through maturity. Not internally, just on the outside.
Well, internally too, because you lost your gallbladder. So.
Well, yeah, but that was done by man. They fucking took it from me.
Well, no, but you had stones and you didn't take care of them. But.
I know. Well, I wouldn't take care of it. It was the fucking the insurance companies. Oh well, we really don't want to put you to surgery because that costs more money if we don't have to. Here, take some Pepto-Bismol. That's probably going to stop it.
Take some Kaopectate.
Yeah, I got had rocks in there, man.
Yeah.
So.
And you didn't save them, huh? You should have saved them.
Oh, I did. Mom kept bugging me to save them.
Yeah.
But I got I was going through stuff, and after she died, and I'm like, Mom wanted them. I was going to give them to her. Get your rocks. Make sure you ask for your stones. Make sure you get. Okay, Mom, I will. I'll tell the doctor to give me my stones back. And I had them. I had a bag full of the rock. They had some big marbles, and then there were the ones that caused problems. These little BB ones, little small ones, because those get stuck down the bile duct. Yeah. And that's what was causing all the problems.
Damn.
Yeah, no, I kept them, and then after Mom died, I just said, "Well, I don't fucking want this. Throw it out."
Yeah.
I don't know what she's gonna do. Keep them with her if she still had our teeth. She might have. She probably did.
Well, she kept the dog's teeth too, right?
Yeah, she just keep all that shit. And then she still had that jar of, and I think it was from your baptism, of holy water. She had a jar. And
oh no, yeah, she gave me that. She gave me that one.
Yeah. Well, she gave you some of it. She didn't give you all of it.
Oh, I don't know. I just remember she gave me
some.
Oh, did she? She gave you some of my baptism water?
Yeah, she had it in a jar. It was a big, like, 16-ounce jar.
I remember that shit was all funky. It was all foggy and shit.
Well, actually, well...
But yeah, it was old, so...
It was old, but there was just water.
Yeah.
Water doesn't... So...
I'm surprised it didn't evaporate.
She just kept it in a dark spot in her seat. So... But yeah, weird shit like that. Your mom would keep that stuff, so... And that's what mothers do. Like, oh, keep my kids' baby teeth. Like, why do you want my fucking stones? What the hell?
Yeah, that's kind of odd.
Yeah, she was saying that some people make jewelry out of that. So don't make jewelry out of that.
You could polish it. You can go get them polished.
Fucking make fun of fucking. Don't be making fun of my mom. Okay, that's Don't do that. Don't do it, mom. Don't do that. You want to get on to the new segment?
Yeah, you ready?
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, everybody, gather around. It's story time.
Sweet Jesus.
That's fucking creepy.
I was going to make it... Excuse me. Throat's all messed up. I was going to make it creepier. I was going to start messing with the pitch and make it a little out of key and stuff. And I was like, okay, no. And I was thinking you weren't going to like it because I tend to go to, like, I like horror movie shit. So, yeah. And then it's October. It might as well fucking... But it's like, that's getting a little off topic.
Well, we talked about your gallstones and how Mom wanted to keep them, so we should have threw that in.
But there we go. We started with story time there.
Yep.
All right, so what's our story?
I know we had a few that we were going to pick from, so we decided the flood.
We'll do the flood. I asked, or as my wife Jennifer named it, Joah's Ark.
So you go ahead. You want to start, and I'll
well, here's what I remember, and then I'll let you add in, and then where your perspective came from. But I do remember when we were jamming together, and you wanted to have a drum riser because you go to some studios and you see guys have the drums have a drum riser. Yeah. But we're always kind of we were back in like an odd shaped room. It was kind of like a trapezoid, and where we put our guitar cab and the bass cabs and stuff. If we put a drum riser in there right outside of your drums, there really would be just this awkward, like a foot or two from the wall, and then it's like, and then we could build it to the wall, but like I said, that room was weird. I don't know, for whatever reason, Steve and I were like, don't that fuck. Or you just didn't build it. I don't know why you didn't, but I remember you wanted to. We split up. We stopped jamming together because we got into it like brothers do. And then one day, Joe, you had gotten that little room. And this room, it was probably about the size of this room I'm in here. Probably like 9 by 10 maybe? You think it was about that big? 9 feet by 10 feet?
Well, see, now I remember we were still all together, though. Because you guys had your cabs in the room with the fridge. We had the fridge in there.
We stayed down there, and then, me and Steve moved into our old room. Remember the very first room we were in, the small room down the hall?
Yeah.
Remember Steve and I moved in there, and that's where we started moving jamming with Tony. We gave up the bigger room, and then you went down to an even smaller room where you barely had enough room in there for the drums. You took the fridge. You had the fridge with you. And then there was really I think we started jamming Craig, he'd bring his stack, and it's like, dude, there was no room in there for anything else. But no, you didn't have it built then. We were split. We were not even in the same band. Because we were like, one day we come down there, and you're in there building that riser. We're like, what the fuck are you doing? Build a drum riser. Like, this whole room, like, what do you need to be above? It's just a room that... There's nothing else in here. Why do you need to be higher than... Yeah, why do you need to be up? And everybody was talking shit. Everybody's like, what the fuck's he doing? I don't know.
Well, I remember I always wanted to do it, and like you said, And then back then I was driving truck, and this company I was driving truck for, they got some caskets in that we had to deliver. And they were empty caskets. They were just delivering them to like a funeral home. And there was like a bunch of Mexicans on the dock, and none of them wanted to touch them. They were all like, "Oh, it's court." And I said, "Well, I'll take the load. Fuck it, I'll take the load." So yeah, they were making sign of cross and shit. Yeah. And so I got in and I took it, and then when I unloaded them, the guys, they said, "Well, can you take the pallets that they were on?" He's like, "We don't need the pallets." So I said, "Yeah, that's cool." So we threw those back in my trailer, and I took them back to the yard. And then I had asked my boss, because I guess somewhere on the way home, I was started to think about it. Hey, those would make, they're about 6 inches high. And I put, drill some plywood into them, on top. That could be my platform, my riser. So when I got back, I asked my boss, "Hey, well, we're going to throw these out?" He's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, can I keep them?" He's like, "Yeah, if you want them, because we're just throwing them out." So I said, "All right, cool." So I got them. Then I went down to Home Depot and I picked up some plywood. And then that's when you guys, I guess, had seen me in there building it.
Yeah.
Like Noah's Ark.
And like I said, like I'm trying to paint the picture visually. Like after you build the space you're building that riser for that clears your drum area, there really was barely enough room to fit a refrigerator against the far wall and be able to open the door. I didn't think you could open all the way.
Yeah, the door you couldn't open. I remember that. You couldn't open because you guys were giving me shit for that. Look, you can't even open the door.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing, dude? It's like, do you need to make sure the crowd in the back of the room can see you? Is that why you're building the riser? Like, what the fuck is the point of this? And everybody was talking shit, and for the person that's out there listening that doesn't know us, we're both very pig-headed and stubborn. We get an idea in our heads, and I'm the same way. I do the same shit. I'm going to do it, and fuck you, I'm doing it. So this is one of those things that Joe was doing, and they were like, okay, whatever. So I don't remember how long you had it up there, but it wasn't long after you built it. We had, this must have been, had to have been 97, right? El Nino year? The big rain year?
Yeah, it was. Well, wasn't it the toilet that flooded?
No. Dude, your memory is gone.
I thought it was the toilet at the end of the hall.
The whole street flooded.
Did it?
Remember the creek by Quick Stop? There was so much rain that year. There was the El Nino year that branches and trees and shit were coming down. They clogged up that little creek. And the thing is, Castro Valley is up in the hills.
Yeah.
It's not down
on
low.
A floodplain and shit.
It's not on a floodplain. It's not down water level. Like, you go over the hills from Castro Valley, you're in San Leandro, that's down by the bay. But where the street is kind of flat. We're kind of in a flatter part of the town. And this side street, the creek backed up, the whole street flooded. And I guess there was a couple guys down there jamming that night that it happened. So they started calling people, and, hey, we're going to do something. I don't know where they get it. They started putting together some sandbags to kind of block the front door. But it didn't stop it. That shit got in there and flooded the whole studio.
I remember everything was flooded.
The whole studio. Yeah, no, toilet's not going to do that. This was the whole studio.
You remember that toilet? It looked like it was competing with Grandpa Louie's toilet, I'll tell you that.
That toilet was fucking nasty. Well, Grandpa Louie's toilet, you had to flush with a bucket.
And it was like you were always scared to fall in because it was like it would like wiggle like a rocking chair, and then you had the bees behind you.
Oh yeah, Grandpa's house. Yeah, that fucking and the building that it was in was falling apart. Like half the building was caved in. Yeah, that was our childhood there, Grandpa's house.
That was a story time bonus right there.
That's a bonus. The Flores farm.
Mud.
And and then the way that building was, you were in one of the first rooms when you come into the hallway, so you were higher up. And that building, as you went back to the other rooms, it had a slope. So I think that's why you said your thing was what, about 6 inches, maybe 8 to 10?
Yeah, it was about 6 inches. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was just enough for you to clear the water level. And then as you went farther back, like that shit, it got to be like
it was deeper,
and a half deep.
Yeah.
And I had a little floor processor. It's a cheap Digitech multi-effects processor. That thing was caked in mud. And probably feces or what.
So, yeah, that was sewage right there.
Yeah, that pretty much probably was. And, that was caked. Everything down. So everybody in the back rooms, their shit got wet. Then after that dries out, your shit was unscathed. Dry. It was fine. So there was this is a story of Joe's Ark.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck, dude? And you're like, yeah, my fucking drum riser, see? And you're fucking just like, see? Fucking, I was like, okay, good for you. You were, yeah. Yeah, fucking, what did God tell you? Hey, you're going to need to build this drum riser, Joe. You're going to need to build it to these specs, okay?
He gave you the dimensions.
He gives you the dimensions. You built it just right.
They went to Home Depot, got the plywood. Okay.
Look. There's going to be some caskets. You're not going to want to touch it. Nobody's going to want to touch it. But, Joe, I promise you, take the caskets because you will get what you need to build your home.
Build my riser.
And it's fucking funny now. You look back and you're like, what the? Dude, just a crazy shit. Like, it's never flooded there like that ever until then. And it hasn't flooded like that since.
Yeah.
I don't think it will. Maybe one day, a million years from now. I don't know. It's just a freaky thing because Castle Rock doesn't flood. But it did that day.
Yeah.
And,
and Joe was ready.
And Joe was ready. He built his ark. What is that, God? Oh, get more plywood? Okay.
It was like the Ark story because all you guys motherfuckers were laughing at me, fucking making fun.
Talking shit, dude. How's your fucking drum riser? Yeah. Gotta make sure those people in the back of the room can see your ass. Yeah. It's like, okay. Yeah, it's good. I like it. Okay. What the fuck is the point of that? I don't know. Fucking dude's crazy.
Yeah.
The fuck? Yeah, see, then you look vindicated. You're like,
vindication.
Drinking your beer, going, what's up? Yeah. Like, fuck, I had to dry my shit out I didn't turn it on for 2 weeks. I fucking cleaned everything. But when I turned it on, everything started up. I was right on the same channel and everything. So nothing got fried. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, you had it off. It wasn't like you had it on when it flooded.
Electricity going through it, yeah.
So,
dude, can you imagine you're in there playing and then that shit happens? Fucking people would have been dead.
Yeah.
Because we're all connected with cables and shit to electronics.
And then Ponzo built it, so it wasn't like to code all the wiring and shit.
And then you watch shit every year with like floods and stuff.
Yeah.
And they talk about the flood damage after. Dude, and you'll see these houses where they have to rip off all the sheetrock down low because of mold shit.
Yeah, because of mold.
In there none of that was done after that. It was just
imagine the mold behind the walls and shit.
There's probably hell of mold behind the walls. Yeah, that place was a rat's nest. There was fucking always like little fucking mice running around and shit.
Yeah.
You'd have fucking mouse turds on our fucking gear. Yeah, that's the usual practice spot, I guess.
That's crazy.
Now I practice across the street from there.
For across the street?
Yeah, there was, if you remember.
I'm trying to remember what the fuck was over there.
Across the street, there was that little building that said AJ's Attic, right?
Yeah. It was like a little storefront, wasn't it?
Yeah, but to the left of there is looks like garage doors. They're just like garages. But I guess behind that AJ's Attic, that whole complex back there, is a bunch of more like garages, like and storage things. Like this guy that owns the property, he rents them out to, I guess, like mechanics and car guys, and they'll rent like each garage, and then they can work on their cars there. They can do fabrications or whatever. So there's this whole complex back there that I didn't even fucking know about. And Tim had been talking to the guy because Tim just talks to everybody.
Yeah.
And he got a hold of one of those garages, and then he got two of them, and then he split them and made them into one big rehearsal space. So Yeah, Tim's never leaving that street. Like,
And Ponzo, his studios are gone now?
they're gone. They're painted gray. No, the building's empty. Nobody's using it for anything.
Damn.
Yeah, the owner of the property just said, that's not that. We're kicking everybody out of here. And I mean, it wasn't to code.
Yeah.
This place was fucking dangerous. Like, the wiring was crap. There was only one way in. And if there was a fire in the front of that building, you're fucked. There was no way out. And it's something we never thought about or gave a shit about is, we're just young.
Yeah.
But it started to get bad. Like, when we left the building, I left because our drummer quit. And I was like, fuck this, And then a year later, Steve and his band left because it was getting bad. There were people starting to live in those rooms. It's like, somebody's going to end up burning this fucking place down, because they're living in here.
Yeah.
And then you're going to lose all your fucking gear. So it's like, get your shit out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's, and the building's still there. It's all painted. It's painted like charcoal gray.
Is the Valley Inn still there?
Valley Inn's still there. Behind the bar, they have a big old tent area put up because of the COVID shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody adapted with their COVID shit.
Oh, so they were outside?
I guess they were, because they still have that tent tarp area put up. It looks like, Dad's Quadito tent and shit. And, that's all. I mean, I haven't been in there since. I've walked by it. That laundromat's gone. That they went out of business. Or they just took off and left. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But, it's still saying that corner liquor store still there, and the other side, Quick Stop, still there.
Tony and Ted's? It's not Tony and Ted's no more, huh?
I don't know. It's not Tony. I don't know. I'll look next time I go. But that liquor store's still there.
Huh.
I mean, when you were here, they divided it, right? Man, because what they did is they closed off half of that building, and the front half is I think is Chinese food now.
Oh, really? No, I didn't. It was all Tony and Ted's back then.
Yeah, so what they did was they split that building from the boulevard, like running parallel to Lake Chabot Road.
Yeah.
They split the building in half, and then the Lake Chabot side is like Chinese food takeout.
Huh.
And then on the normal entrance for Tony and Ted's is still just that liquor store.
Damn. See, that would be good for now. Like if we were doing the band now back there.
Oh, yeah.
You have the Chinese food right there, and then you have
just
the bar.
Just go over there, get some fucking dinner, and then, got your booze right there.
Damn.
Well, especially now, because you got across the street from that, they still have, I think it's like the last Quiznos on Earth. They still have a Quiznos.
You guys still got Quiznos? They closed all of them over here.
They're all closed here. This is the only one that's still there. Man. I guess they make money. And then across the street from that's Togo's and Burger King, so.
Oh, you still got Togo's? Yeah, I miss Togo's.
Yeah, Togo's still there.
Yeah.
But, really hasn't changed a whole lot. Yeah, there's Joe's Ark with the flood.
With the flood. Damn. Memories.
So,
blackouts.
Lots of them.
So, all right, well, you want to get into the next segment?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Let me see.
It's now time for Turn It Up.
All right. Well, this week it was my turn, or this episode is my turn. So I picked Dokken, Rockin' Dokken. And Dream Warrior. Are you a Dream Warrior, Adam?
Yes, I am.
I'm a fucking Dream Warrior.
Don't want to dream no more.
Freddy Krueger.
So, let's talk about Dokken. What got you into them, and what are they all about?
Well, I got their first. I guess they had a couple smaller albums because their main lineup with their first album, with their main lineup was with George Lynch and Juan had just left to go to Rat, so they got Jeff Pilson in. So that was the Dokken that where I heard, and then I knew that was a Tooth and Nail album, and so they had that Tooth and Nail, and Into the Fire. Into the Fire was the one that really, I'm gonna buy this cassette, and so then I went and got it. But I didn't do like my buddy Zeal, where I just play the one song. I used to play the whole thing.
Because I think Tooth and Nail is the second album. The first album, was it called Breaking the Chains, or is that? I'm not sure what the first album was, but apparently that first album, there was two. It was done twice. It was done by a French label originally.
Yeah, because they had hit it big a little bit, like some popularity in Europe.
Yeah, and a French label signed up, but there's controversy there. Don Dokken says, and the producer of that album says that they went over there and Don Dokken, it was supposed to be Don Dokken, and that was the album, and then they paid like George Lynch. He paid him $2,500 and paid the guys to come over, track their shit, and then they went back home.
Yeah.
And they say that he took their songs, stole them, went over there, got the deal, and then tried to make it his album. So I don't know where the truth is there, but So and then apparently once they got signed to an American company, it's different arrangements with those songs. They re-recorded those songs. So yeah, it's kind of a mess in the early years. It wasn't until Tooth and Nail that they were solidified as that lineup, that's Dokken.
Yeah, because with that lineup, and then when they got signed over here for that, where they came out with that album, that was they had Metallica's manager. That's how they got signed to Elektra. He got them signed to Elektra. I forget.
They were signed to what the fuck is it? Bernstein.
Yeah.
Fuck, I can't remember his first name. Were they Q Prime then? I know it's Q Prime Management. I think that's always been his company.
Yeah, that's his company. I think that but it was him because they named him in the article that I read, and and he got him, and then that's what because Metallica was on Megaforce, and then when they got to the major, that was Elektra that they got. So it was Cliff that got him on there, or Bernstein got him on there.
Yeah, Cliff Bernstein. That's it. So I didn't know that. Well, there we go. Hey.
Well, if you know back then, all the names, it's like a little clique of all these guys.
Of course.
Because they had Bobby Blotzer, the one from Rat, and then Juan.
Bobby Blotzer.
Yeah, and then Juan Crucier. Yeah. And then he left. They left to go, or he joined Bobby to go to Rat, and then he came back for a little bit, and then he left again. But then they had Pilsen was the main. That's the one that I knew. I wasn't into him right before all that shit happened. So and so. But like all those guys are like interchangeable kind of down in that scene. They were like joining this band, they joined that band, or they'd help out on this album with that guy, and then. So.
Well, that's how it is though. Like every,
Yeah.
Because, like. I think about all the bands that knew this guy that was in that band, then he went over to this band, and it's like, how many guys I played with that were in other bands, and then I was in other bands. You just do that because those are the bands you're playing with, and then as soon as they lose a guitar player, then you're like, well, fuck this band. I don't want to be with these guys. They're pissing me off. So then you go approach the other bands, and you're like, yeah, cool, man. Or they poach your guys, and they go, hey, you want to join our band?
Yeah.
What kind of music do you play? The real kind.
Yeah. Like Ozzy did with Randy Rhoads.
Yeah. And apparently Randy Rhoads, George Lynch had tried out before Randy Rhoads. So I guess he passed on George Lynch like 3 times.
Damn.
Yeah. George Lynch. Oh, that's the other thing they said that. So Lynch didn't want to play in Dokken. Right after they tracked that shit in Europe, he's like, he's got the Aussie thing coming up. He's going to be probably going over there.
Yeah.
He didn't end up getting the job. So after that, he's like, well, hey, I want to be Dokken now. You know,
I want to be a dream warrior.
Now I'll come crawling back. I don't want to dream no more. So yeah,
We're putting that bitch on ice.
Yeah, and I guess them two, them two, and the whole band. I guess we're always fighting with Don Dokken. Always button heads at that shit.
Yeah, and then Don played with Scorpions for a while because Klaus had to have throat surgery, so they didn't know for a while there. They didn't know if he was going to be able to come back. So Dokken replaced him for a while or sat in for him, which I don't remember that, but those were my blackout years. So.
Shit, I didn't know that. Damn, you're fucking hit him out of the park today.
And then tying back to Scorpions, when we were talking about the announcer tour and their new album, I didn't know this. They got Motorhead's drummer now as their drummer for the Scorpions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, he's got to do something. I mean, because there's no more Motorhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
And so, yeah, I was like, oh, okay, that's a trip.
But that's how it is. Yeah, these guys all bounce around. They just go to all right, well, I know this guy. It's just you kind of go to who you know.
Yeah.
And then it's like, take a shot on somebody that's unproven that you've never heard of. You don't know how they're going to hold up on stage, if they have the chops or, you know, what.
Yeah.
Or if the dude's just an asshole. You don't know any of that. Last thing you want to do is be out on the road in the middle of a tour and be like, we got to fire this fucking guy. This dude's an asshole. Yeah. But you still got 20 more dates to do, and you don't have the time to teach somebody, you know, or have them pick up the parts.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of them, it's very, that's the thing with music. It's kind of very incestual. You know, everybody's fucking everybody's fucking people. Yeah, all right.
Well, I remember our first episode, we were talking about it and how it's like a marriage, the band. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, in that analogy there, it's like, what they always say, like, the next guy that your wife's going to be with, you already know him.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah.
Eskimo brothers.
It's somebody that you know. It's somebody, and usually the same thing for men. It's not, you know, no male-female thing. It's just people tend to go to, well, I know this person. Fuck it. There's familiarity there. I'm going to go there. And then it's like, too, you're not, as a new person, you're not taking a chance on music because you have the library. You're like, that's what they do. I know what they do. I can do that.
Yeah.
And it happens here. Like, remember back when we were starting out, we met Violence. They were in that studio. And you look on the back of the CDs, and it's like Debbie Bono, management.
Yeah.
Well, Debbie Bono was managing all of the thrash bands back then around here. She was the main person. She was helping out. Like, if you watch that movie, the documentary Murder on the Front Row, she was like having people like they're down on her luck, had no money, living at her house, feeding people. She was just kind of like a mother figure to the thrash metal community.
Yeah.
And that's like, you look at all these records like Debbie Bono. And I remember even saying to you at one point, it's like, fuck, we're going to find this Debbie Bono, get her some kind of demo, you know? This is who we got to get to. And it's like that. The same manager for Metallica got Dokken up there too, yeah.
Yeah.
You see those names and you go, that's the gatekeeper right there. I got to get to that person. Yeah. They can get me in the gates. Which now it's kind of all that shit's kind of up in the air because of the internet.
Yeah, it's
gatekeepers, kind of, they're gone.
Game changed.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you have any more facts on that?
No, that's pretty much. They don't have. Well, they disbanded and then they got back together for another couple years, and then recently it was as recent as 2015 they got together again, or 2016. They had a reunion lineup. But like George Lynch went and did Lynch Mob. He had his own band going, and he took Mick Brown with him. And
I think now they're finally they can't. Don and George can't stand each other, and that's gone its course. But well, I'll go on to the 3 questions.
You got 3 this time?
Yeah, I did, but you already probably got 2 of them.
Oh, shit.
Well, okay. The only one let's see. Like first, what member in Dokken played with Juan Crucier and Bobby Votzer?
That was Brown, wasn't it? Mick Brown.
No, Mick Brown's a drummer, isn't he?
Oh yeah, Mick Brown's
Bobby Votzer's a drummer.
Yeah.
This was before Dokken, before the formation of Dokken. But you had mentioned that, yeah, Juan Crucier was playing with him because I think on that European release,
yeah, he was
pictures on the album.
Yeah.
And he didn't even play on it.
Yeah, that's true. He didn't. And then he came, and it was like weird. Like he came and he got back, but then he went to Rat. And then
it was kind of like Quiet Riot with Rudy Sarzo.
Yeah.
He's on the album cover, but he's not the guy that played on the album.
Yeah.
And then he came back and played once the album fucking hit big.
Yeah.
So well, okay, yeah, that member was Don Dokken.
Okay.
So those guys played. But I thought because we were talking about it, you mentioned those guys.
Well, I don't know. You just threw me right now with it. I'm coming down off my coffee buzz.
Oh, that's why your fucking brain is all going.
Yeah.
Well, the other one I was going to ask, which it's obvious. What movie franchise did Dokken do the title track for?
That would be Dream Warriors for the Win.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger.
Freddy Krueger.
I think it was Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 3, Dream Warriors. And I did mention about them doing coke with them, right? Or was that us talking?
No, that was us talking pre-show. We were in the green room there.
Yeah, in doing the research for this, at one point, George Lynch says in an interview that after they're done shooting that, while they're shooting that video, he was so fucking high. If you watch the video where he busts through the wall, it was a breakaway wall. He's supposed to bust through it, and they're like, oh, he can do it. He's strong enough to go through that. He doesn't get through it in the first take because he's so stoned out of his head. He had to do a second take to get through it, and you kind of see him kind of a little smirk there. So it's a good thing. Go back and watch and check for that. The other thing was, now this is iconic, and this is totally 80s. After they're done, they were all, Freddy Krueger with his claws was scooping up little shots of little piles of coke, and all of the members were all doing coke with Freddy Krueger off his claws. And that's straight from George Lynch. He said that in a radio interview.
See, now imagine if they had cell or smartphones like we do now, there'd be pictures all over the fucking place.
All these fucking guys would be canceled. All of them. Because the 80s was debauchery. It was fucking debauchery.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, this last one is, what member of the band is the grandfather to Richie Faulkner's kids? So one of the members in Dokken is Grandpa.
So his son is Richie Faulkner?
No, his daughter is dating Richie Faulkner. I don't think they're married. I think they just had 2 kids.
Was that Jeff?
No.
I don't know that one then.
That's George Lynch. His daughter, yeah.
Didn't you tell me one time that George Lynch started working out because his son was beating his ass or something? I heard a story of that.
He wasn't beating his ass like Tommy Lee. Tommy Lee got knocked the fuck out by his kid. No, he did say that. He said that, and this was on MTV. Because if you remember, like, George Lynch in, like, the late 90s got fucking yoked. Like, he was...
Yeah, he roided out.
I think he was juicing. Yeah. And yeah, his one thing he said on there, he's like, my kids are getting bigger and stronger. I figure I better start working out. They're going to be able to kick my ass. So, yeah, he's probably just saying that. Yeah, he just wanted to get yoked. I don't think they were beating him up like Tommy Lee.
You don't think so? That's funny. I thought you were going to ask me which Dokken member played in the movie Rockstar.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that was that the bass player?
Yeah, that was Jeff Pilson.
Jeff Pilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know I'd heard his name before, but I wasn't a big Dokken fan. I like George Lynch.
Yeah, well, no, I like the first couple albums, and then I kind of lost track of them. It was probably right after Dream Warriors kind of threw up. And,
yeah, I think they kind of were just. And well, that was what, like already 80.
That was like 86.
85 or 6, yeah, and then it was starting to wane. There was, everything was starting to get really cheesy at that point.
Yeah, because the album they had after that was Back for the Attack. And I think that was when I say I ain't buying that one. I'm not getting that album.
Yeah. And by that point now, you had the thrash world coming up. You had Megadeth starting to fucking kick ass. You had Metallica.
Anthrax.
Master of Puppets. Yeah, I mean, it's Slayer. It was just, boom. It was just changing.
Yeah. And
actually, at this point, too, the new grunge guys they were already out there. They were starting to make their names.
Yeah, late 80s.
Nobody had heard of them yet, but they were on the tours. Like Alice in Chains was already out there. I think by 88, they were out on Monsters of Rock.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But I know they were, and the Soundgarden was already starting to get out there, and all of them. So the change is coming. That glammy shit and the makeup and crap was going to the roadside by that point. So
yeah.
Cool. So that's it.
So we hope you learned something today.
Yeah, I learned my Dokken. I realize though, I like their shit. I mean, it's just nostalgia now.
Well, it's George Lynch's riffs. They're like iconic. Yeah. You hear one of his riffs and you know, oh, that's Dokken or that's George Lynch.
Well, I got back in the early '90s. I got one of his training tapes, like learn guitar with George Lynch, and
oh yeah,
the dude just go, here's what I play, here's the song, and okay, here you go, play it.
Finger exercises.
Yeah, but that's if you could even get there. It's like, what? I had no idea what this guy was doing.
Oh, he just did coke off of fucking Freddy Krueger's claw.
He was doing coke. Hey, fucking Lynch and pay too slow.
Hey, come here, bitch.
It's Lynch. I said bitch. You need another bump. All right, this next song's called Mr. Scary. I think was that a Dokken song or a Lynch Mob song? I know it's one of his songs, Mr. Scary.
Yeah, I think that was Lynch Mob. I have one of the CDs. I have one of his CDs. I don't know which one. I'd have to go look. The Lynch Mob. But yeah, I was like, when I heard it, I was like, oh, this sounds like Dokken without Don Dokken.
Without Don Dokken, yeah.
It's like Dokken-less. And because just his riffs are so like, I mean, I love them, but yeah, just you hear his riffs. It's like AC/DC. You know when you hear an Angus riff, that's AC/DC.
Well, that's each guitar player, you get your own sound, and you hear it and you go, that's that guy.
Yeah.
It's just signature. It's all in the hands.
And when you hear slop, you know, hey, that's Joe.
Oh, damn. So, I guess that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it. Another one in the can, as they say in the business.
Hopefully we could grow our listeners to 2.
Yeah. No, we're going to get 3 now. We got 10 episodes, damn it.
Right. We'll get to 3. Well, I like it. You shoot a little low. No, maybe you should shoot high, and then if you hit a little low, that's better. We'll go for 10 listeners. 10 listeners.
Yep. 10 for 10. So.
Yeah.
All right. Until next time, then, huh?
All right.
All right. We're out. Later.
Late.